Imagine waking up one day and discovering that the world has gone silent, that your child's voice, the crackling of the fire, the applause of the kings, everything has disappeared forever. That is exactly what happened to Francisco de Goya, Spain's most famous painter and the favorite portraitist of the nobility. A mysterious illness left him completely deaf at the age of 46, and the doctors of the time were unable to diagnose it. Today, some experts believe it was Susac syndrome, a rare autoimmune disease. We will never know.
Do you want to know what it feels like? Imagine putting your head underwater and never being able to take it out. That's how I've been for 35 years.
What we do know is that when the outside world collapsed, the inner demons started to scream. And Goya painted them all. March 30, 1746. In a town 40 kilometers from Zaragoza, called Fuentetodos, Francisco José de Goya y Lucientes is born. His father, a master gilder, and his mother from a well-off farming family. At the age of 13, he becomes an apprentice to the painter José Luzán, spending 4 years copying prints until he learns to create from his own imagination. He enters the competitions of the Royal Academy of San Fernando twice and fails both times. The winner in 1766 is Ramón Vallejo, who would later become his brother-in-law, but the defeat does not stop him. In 1769, without any official sponsorship, he travels to Italy on his own. In the competition at the Academy of Parma, his winner, who for the first time looks at Italy from the Alps, receives an honorable mention. The judges praise his warm expression. Spain ignores him, Italy recognizes him. His marriage to Josefa Vallejo opens the doors of Madrid for him, supported by Francisco Vallejo and Mengs. For 17 years, he painted more than 60 tapestry cartoons: the parasol, the grape harvest, the hen, the blind man, the straw man. Only luminous works. The Spain of Carlos III seen through festive eyes. The promotions come. Painter of the King in 1786. Court painter in 1789. With Josefa, he has 7 children, although only one will survive, 6 small coffins that Goya will never forget.
I have established an enviable way of living. If someone wants something from me, they have to come and find me. I am 46 years old, I have everything. What could go wrong?
The noise in his head and the deafness haven't improved at all. He has confusion that makes him lose his balance. Sometimes he doesn't know what he's saying. Vertigo, hallucinations, paralysis on the right side. Recovery takes 2 years, but the deafness is permanent. His friends learned sign language. Jovellanos would stop eating to talk to me. Goya will write gratefully. But silence doesn't stop him. It sets him free. He writes to the Academy. I have managed to make observations where whim and invention have no room. Now he paints whatever he wants. In 1799, he reached the highest position, first court painter, and received the most important commission of his life. The family of Carlos IV, 13 members of the royal family, almost 3 meters wide. Goya like Velázquez in Las Meninas, paints a self-portrait in the background. But where others idealized, Goya shows the truth. The wrinkles, the empty gazes, the heavy bodies, the writer, Théophile Gautier, will say that they look like the corner shopkeeper and his wife after winning the lottery. They look like the corner shopkeeper and his wife after winning the lottery. The king never complained. Maybe he didn't notice. The nude Maja and the clothed Maja, legend says that the model was the Duchess of Alba. Historians deny it. The age and appearance don't match. In 1815, the Inquisition interrogated Goya, but he never revealed the name. The secret died with me. And so it will remain. On February 6, 1799, an announcement appeared in the Diario de Madrid. 80 prints are being sold at a perfume shop on Juan de Desengaño Street, the Caprichos. Goya destroys everything. Superstition, the corrupt clergy, marriages for money. Print number 43. A man asleep while creatures lurk around him. The sleep of reason produces monsters. When Napoleon invades Spain, a nephew of Goya dies in the uprising. He travels to Zaragoza to draw the glories of the siege, but what he draws has no glory. The disasters of war, 82 prints of atrocities, rapes, executions, mutilated bodies. Under one of them he writes, "I saw it." The first edition appears in 1963, 35 years after his death. In 1814, he paints the 2nd of May and the 3rd of May. The first works that show war without heroes, only victims and executioners. Manet will study them, Picasso will remember them. For Guernica, Goya invents anti-war art. In 1819, he buys an estate that was already called the House of the Deaf Man by its previous owner. He lives there with Leocadia Bays. After surviving a serious illness, with no commissions or audience, he begins to cover the walls with 14 paintings. Saturn devouring his son, the witch's Sabbath, duel with cudgels, the half-sunken dog. They will be called the Black Paintings. No one knows why he painted them. André Malraux called them the Sistine Chapel of modern painting.
Does it disturb you? My paintings disturb me too, but I couldn't stop painting them. I have breakfast every morning looking at it. Maybe that's why I'm not hungry anymore.
When Fernando VII restores absolutism, Goya leaves for France. He is 78 years old.
Goya arrived deaf, old, clumsy, and weak, not knowing a word of French, and yet so happy, so eager to see the world.
At 80 years old, he keeps experimenting. He paints the Milkmaid of Bordeaux, a forerunner of Impressionism, and draws an old man with 2 canes struggling to move forward. Underneath, he writes,
I'm still learning. 80 years old, and I still don't know anything. That's the best part of this craft.
On April 2nd, he woke up unable to speak, and remained that way for 13 days. He recognized everyone until 3 hours before he died. He passed away at 2 in the morning.
He died at 82 years old, far from Spain. 60 years later, when his remains were exhumed, they discovered that the skull was missing. Did someone steal it? The mystery was never solved. Today he rests without a head in the chapel of San Antonio de la Florida. Under the frescoes that he himself painted, Goya started by painting popular festivals and ended up painting hell. Not because the world changed, but because he stopped hearing it. And when the noise disappeared, only the truth remained. He himself said,
I've only had 3 teachers, Velázquez, Rembrandt, and nature.
But he forgot to mention the 4th, silence. This was the story of the man who lost all the sound in the world and left us the loudest images in the history of art. Who are you?